Tom, tell us a ghost story.
I don't really. The only thing that I can think of that's like spiritual or whatever, like creepy. When I was a kid, I was getting a haircut from my neighbor, and she had a seizure.
I don't know why it always starts off so fucking obscure, but it's funny.
It's random.
She had a seizure while she was cutting my hair.
Okay,
and like
that is scary.
Yeah. I didn't know that, and I felt like a pull at my leg.
Oh my god, bro!
And so I like reached out to grab my leg, and she like
died.
Not died. But like.
Episode 12.
$2 hot dog.
Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
Oh, hot dog.
Guy Ritchie. Ritchie guys.
Ritchie guys.
All right, let's do this shot and get this shit out of the way.
Okay.
All right, do the shot, my boys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Wait, hold on.
Here, I'm gonna take my cap off. Actually,
Oh my goodness.
see, you're doing it too. It's smart. That's why.
Now, after you take this shot, everyone,
Ding.
introduce yourselves and tell us why you're here.
My name's Tom Colzer, and I'm not an alcoholic.
My name's Brad Bell, and I might be.
All right, so I feel like I want to do my ghost story first because it's probably not the coolest one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, buddy.
So, when we were really young, I think like had to be before high school. I think like 12. It was me and Ralph and my little brother. We had this old tape recorder, and it had the tape we had other shit recorded on it. I don't even remember. It was just like random shit that like of us talking and stuff. But we decided we were gonna try to like talk to ghosts, right? So we get the recorder out, we turn off all the lights and stuff, and like we're recording, and like we're like trying to ask questions to the ghosts. I mean, we don't really know what we're doing, right? Like we're just like, oh, also let me preface this by saying I don't believe in ghosts. There's probably an explanation for this outside of whatever happened.
You don't think ghosts can be a president?
What?
You said you don't believe in.
Okay, let's move past that real fast.
What? Wait, hold on. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's a Tom thing.
He said he doesn't believe in ghosts, and I was like, "What? You don't think the ghost can be president?"
Okay,
it's the other kind of belief, like
okay.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So yeah, I was very young. We were recording with the tape recorder, and so I look over out my window and I see it was probably like a cat or something, right? But there's a light from the neighbor's yard, and like I see something like looked like a big shadowy figure like go from the window to like out of sight, and I was like, what the fuck? And like I told them, and they're like oh shit, I think maybe Ralph had seen it too. I don't remember, but I definitely saw it. And then we turned everything off. That was all that really happened. We kind of like were hoping something else would happen, but then when we listened back to the tape recorder, it asked it a question. I wish I could remember. Like, are you dead or something like that? I don't know. And like you can hear like something sound like it goes like yes, like, and that shit was fucking creepy. And I wish I still had that tape because I could play it for you guys right now, but
Yes.
I have no idea what happened to it. That was so long
The
ago.
ghost deleted it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I have another thing too, but it's sleep paralysis. But that's
Like you were in like a.
I had no idea what sleep paralysis was at the time, but I can tell that story a different
Do you
time.
regularly suffer from sleep paralysis?
No, I only had it one time ever, and it was so fucking scary, dude.
Was it maybe a lucid dream?
Well, that's kind of what what sleep paralysis is.
Well,
It's
sleep
like
paralysis was when you're awake kind of, but like you can't
Yeah.
that is
fully wake yourself.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like you know you're awake, but you
Yeah.
can't. But you're like
can't.
you're still. Yeah.
That's what it is.
What does that? Well, I want to. Well, just now I want to fucking know. Like,
Wait, do you not know about sleep paralysis?
No,
that much?
I know. I think
Okay.
I think I've experienced it like
Oh, okay.
a few times before, but like, how does I want to know how it pertains to a ghost? Maybe.
So my experience with it, I was living in my friend's garage at the time, and I had my own bed and everything. But
You're living in your friend's garage.
yeah,
Oh.
I was in college.
All right. Did you
So-
have a grunge band also?
I didn't have like I didn't have any family here or anything, so I was just living in my friend's garage. That was my living option at the time. So I had my bed like, say my bed's like right here, like in the corner kind of, right? And the window right here is a door.
Uh-huh.
And so when I had gone to sleep, the door was open, I want to say. But so that's kind of the weird part. So I wake up and I cannot move my body whatsoever, but I can move my eyeballs around and I can like I'm awake, right? But like if I try to move, it's just like
Yeah.
nothing. You
Yeah.
cannot
And
move
you
your body.
feel a little scared.
It's
Yeah.
very scary.
Yeah.
And then I hear from over here,
Oh, shit.
like the doorway. There's a little hallway that goes towards the laundry room, right?
Yeah.
And I hear like just footsteps, like just like one set of footsteps, like coming towards me, right?
Yeah.
But then I start hearing like more and more sets of footsteps to where then it sounds like a march, but like
This is way
Not-
scarier than your
But
recording.
ghost story.
Yeah, no, this is because I feel like this is gonna happen.
but not. It was terrifying,
Yeah.
but not in sync. It was like all like random steps, like, but they're all kind of at the same pace, but it sounded like hundreds of footsteps. And eventually it kind of like faded out. I went back to sleep. When I woke up, like officially, the door was closed. So, and I'm actually not sure if that was part of the sleep paralysis that I imagined it was open, or because like you're still kind of dreaming technically, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or if
Like, did you tell yourself wake up? Because whenever I was like
yeah,
experiencing sleep paralysis, I told myself
I wasn't
wake up.
telling myself wake up. I was like trying to get up, and I was like get up, just get up, and But some people see like shadow people like sitting in the corner or at the foot of their bed. And
That's
shit
what
like
I
that.
saw.
Oh shit!
I don't know if
really?
it was a ghost. Like, I don't know if it's a ghost story, but like I experienced kind of.
You should tell your thing of that then.
Yeah.
Just
No,
go right into it.
that's exactly. I mean,
I didn't
I
see
just-
anything.
I saw like a figure
That's crazy.
in the corner, but you can't move, and it's
Yeah.
like it didn't make any noise, and
Was it
didn't move,
moving?
No,
just...
but it was a figure. It was like a
Okay.
silhouette
Okay.
of like a body,
Okay.
and I was for sure it was a person,
Yeah.
but it was just like a shadow.
Dude, some people's move. That's fucking.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I
they're
don't know, like if I was like still, it was part of a dream or.
It is. It's like
anything.
half dream, half reality, I guess, is how.
But I remember scared, and I remember waking up like panting, like I was like,
Mhm.
like breathing really heavy but very light. I don't know. Like I believe in ghosts, or I
Okay.
believe in. I don't know. I believe
Entities?
entities. Something that like, good and bad spirits type of thing. I don't know. I just feel like.
Well, and
I
I-
believe in that, all the unfinished business kind of stuff.
my friend's mom, actually, it's the one I'm gonna go be hanging out with next Tuesday. Why I can't go to the movies with the guys, but she is like super. She's not like religious, but she's like super like into spirituality kind of stuff. And I don't know if she is as much anymore, but she was like, because they used to have like one of her other son's friends were like weird tweaker type people, and like they were staying there for a while, and she's like yeah, there's like a lot of bad energy in this house after like they were living here for all that time or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, she like went and like buried a crystal or something. I don't remember. I I might be getting that detail mixed up or like messed up, but I feel like
Is
she
she
buried
like
a
a
crystal.
witch?
Or maybe no, I think she said she thinks someone buried a crystal with negative energy or something somewhere.
One of the tweakers did?
Yeah, I think that's what she was saying.
Fucking tweakers.
Yeah, so she's not a witch, but she just believes in like spiritual type stuff, like ghosts and energy and stuff like that.
I've dated some chicks that are into like, you know, like crystals and, and you know, like there's some interesting characters for sure. Yeah, they're fun to talk to, and you know, like they're into some other shit. It's like, yeah. Actually, I did get a blood curse put on me last month.
Oh no!
Wait,
Yeah.
the same.
It was a little more than a month. It was more than a month ago.
Yeah,
but...
that was like in February, right? That
Well,
Satanist
it was
chick
like
or
beginning
whatever?
of March. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't it?
I feel like it was longer, but I don't know.
End of February, beginning
Okay.
of March. Yeah,
Yeah,
she put a
it's-
blood curse on me. So Jesus, that's what Jesus told me. Yeah, we went out one night and she told me she was a Satanist, and then we went back to her pool house and smashed.
Oh yeah, here it is. Here's the part of the podcast where it gets to
I
this.
it came up organically.
Yep, there it was. Take a shot, everyone. This is take a shot anytime Brad brings up sex.
Afterwards, that was the same week that it was the first week of March, because that was the week I dislocated my thumb.
When I was in Job Corps, I met. Oh, it was. That's right. When I was in Job Corps, I met a lot of like Wiccan people and stuff, and they say if you put a curse on someone, it like comes back on you tenfold. So like, you're not supposed to curse people. I don't know. Like,
I don't know if I have like a real like ghost story. Like there was one time when I was in North Dakota and I was driving in North Dakota. There's no trees anywhere, and it was dark, and there was a lady in like a nightgown, and
Was she dancing?
No, she wasn't doing anything. She didn't look in distress or anything. She didn't look like, she looked normal, but she was on the side of the road and was like very like there was nothing around. So, but she didn't. But when I looked back, like I just drove past. Like she wasn't doing anything. But when I drove past, I didn't see her in my rearview mirror anymore. I don't know if that's like a ghost or anything, but like I always thought it was a ghost.
Yeah.
No, whenever it was so I worked at I think I mentioned this already, but I worked at a movie theater when I was like high school, like early 20s, and it was family owned, so it was kind of small, and we had like there was like like 2 or 3 of us that had like keys to the theater. So the owner, he would go home usually and be like, oh, if you guys are gonna hang out up here, like just make sure you lock up before you leave or whatever. So we'd be up there to like, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever. And so we used to always just tell each other like, oh yeah, the theater's haunted. We used to kind of joke with each other about it. We'd always be like, Dad, bro, the theater's haunted. Like weird shit happens up here like at night.
I always think any old building is haunted.
Well, this actually happened like we were actually like during work hours. It wasn't even late. It was like probably like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Like it was like literally like during like the day, like during just when customers were there and everything. But we used to have to like go check the film to make sure like it wasn't messing up or anything, make sure it was still on the reel right. Like, so we used to just take turns going up to check on them, and we would just basically just go up there. And so in one of the reel rooms, it was like you walked in to this door, and it was like a hallway, and you went all through the hallway, and then there was a staircase at the end of the hallway. But it was one of those staircases where like it was like just a wooden staircase. Like it wasn't like an actual staircase. It was just like steps to get up to where the reels were at, like, and the projectors. And so the first projector was like right there, like as soon as you go up the steps. So I went to go check, and it was kind of busy. Like there was a rush. And so they were like, oh, like go check, like we'll handle everything up here. And I was like, cool. So I go up there, and I like go up the steps, and I like have one leg down on one of the steps and the other one up, and I'm just like checking the reel. I'm just like making sure it's cool. And then I feel someone go like like, and I literally felt it, like someone tapped like my
Slapped your ass?
like my butt, like my hip. It wasn't like right on my butt. It was like kind of my hip, and so I just go like this. I was like, bro, stop, like, because I just thought it was someone like fucking with her. I was like, bro, stop, and I go like that, and then like that was it. I was so focused on the projector, like checking it, that I just went like that, and I was like, whatever. I didn't like hear any footsteps or anything, and I wasn't even thinking about it. And so then I go check the other projectors, and then I go back up to the front, and I got to the front. Everyone was like cleaning the counters and stuff, and I was like, who the hell was trying to play grab ass with me up in 2 and 3? And I swear they all looked at me and they were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "Who was trying to play grab ass with me up in 2 and 3?" And they were just like, "Dude, literally, what the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, when I was checking the projector, someone fucking tapped me like on my ass, like they just like went like this. Like, who was it? And Caleb, which is one of my friends, he was the manager up there. He was like, "Bro, we've been busy. Like, everyone's been up here." And I was just like, "Oh, that's crazy." And so, like Tony was saying, there could be explanations for everything, whatever. Maybe it was like maybe a customer.
But it felt like an actual hand. Like,
no, I legitimately felt something.
And
Someone
said
tapped me.
anything.
Yeah,
that's a ghost for sure.
And to this day, like I'll tell people this, and they're all like, because you would think over time they'd be like, "Oh yeah, no, bro, we were fucking with you." Like,
do you believe in ghosts?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Is that do your parents believe in ghosts?
Oh yeah, my parents do.
Okay, so
yeah.
like, do you think because like that was like an influence because like they told you like they believe your mom believes in like spirits and stuff too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of things have happened in my lifetime that like people would be like, "Oh, there was a ghost," but I'm just like, "Oh, whatever." Like, don't ask, don't tell. Like, don't fucking worry about it, I guess. Because there's like, that's not the only thing that ever happened up at the theater. Like, that was kind of like weird, and we kind of all just like, we'd all kind of just like be like, whatever, like, cool. Because there was like a bunch of other like just random shit that would happen up there, and like everyone up there like felt something or experienced something at some point, and it's always
Maybe it was a good ghost, just like somebody with unfinished business.
The worst was, and this isn't anything.
People's asses.
Yeah, this is probably like some old dude that used to molest kids or something. I don't know.
Damn.
How old were you?
I was probably like 19, 20, so I wasn't like underage or anything.
Yeah. I had an Uber rider one time whenever I was driving. He was like a ghost hunter.
We actually had one of those. We had one of those guys like come and check out the theater because he actually like.
Tell him about your experience.
Nah, because I didn't want to talk to the dude at all because I was like
you didn't want to get exposed.
Nah, I was like, because I legit, I'm like that. I'm like yeah, no, like I won't mess with Ouija boards. I won't do any of that because I'm just like, no, like fuck that. Like I'm not. It's like I'm not gonna play stupid
Ouija
games.
boards is one thing. You want to like do like the ghost
Fuck no
hunting stuff?
Fuck no.
Oh, really?
Fuck no.
I would love to do like the legit, like where they have all the different little instruments and stuff.
See, the thing is,
they read like heat. And all that.
See, the thing is, my mom always told me, because like I said, my mom believes in spirits, but my mom always told me like if you open yourself up to that, like you're gonna like.
So you just like.
Yeah, exactly. If shit happens, like I'm just like I said, I just like no, whatever.
I mean, I don't know like that much about that kind of stuff, but isn't it kind of like if you're like. I know, like Ouija board is like.
I thought that was
dangerous,
demonic. I thought that was like demonic,
right?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, they say Ouija boards are like. I've read a lot of stories and heard a lot of stories of people that mess with Ouija boards that are like some real shit goes down.
I just thought of.
I thought it was like when you're trying to contact Satan, isn't that?
No,
is it just the dead?
Yeah, just the dead.
Well, like apparently though, like it can. Like demons can come in through it
because you're opening the portal, right? Or
yes,
I guess I don't. Anyway, but like I've heard like the other stuff, like just the ghost hunting stuff, like that's not because you're not like inviting a evil spirit in. It's more like you're just kind of like talk to them through the veil or whatever you call it. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm just making up terms here
Yeah.
because I don't fucking know what it's called.
Tom, tell us a ghost story.
I don't really. The only thing that I can think of that's like spiritual or whatever, like creepy. When I was a kid, I was getting a haircut from my neighbor, and she had a seizure.
I don't know why it always starts off so fucking obscure, but it's funny.
It's random
She
as
had
fuck.
a seizure while she was cutting my hair,
Okay,
and like
that is scary.
yeah.
But
I didn't know that, and I felt like a pull at my leg, and so I like reached out to grab my leg, and she like
died.
not but like because I did that, I didn't get like snipped or cut or like scissors or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So like she would have
Yeah,
like
she
cut
would
your
like cut
head
me.
off.
She would like slice the side of my head or
Okay.
something, or my neck or something. And the only reason I did it is because I felt something pulling my pant leg, and like so I reached down to like wipe it off because I thought it was Phoenix. I thought it was like a mosquito or something.
Yeah.
And I ended up like turning around and see that she was like ah, and I was like ah,
Yeah.
and then I was like I screamed, and then her husband came in and he like grabbed the scissors out of her
How
hands
old
and
were
said,
you?
I don't know, like 7, maybe 8.
She was giving you a shave and a haircut because
So the ghost was trying to protect you.
No, it was just like a scissor. Like
I know. I'm just,
The ghost was trying to protect you.
I guess so. If it was a ghost, I don't know what it was.
yeah.
It could have actually just been a mosquito, but like it felt really like
That's a big mosquito to tug on your leg. Though.
yeah, like it felt.
They got
really...
some big ass mosquitoes down there, boy.
They really don't. Not that I remember.
Shooey.
You believe in ghosts?
No, I believe in aliens. Actually, I think
That's the
there's
same
nothing
thing.
that scares me more than aliens. I mean, like aliens don't have to be like physical. Like they can be
From another country?
no, like they can be.
Those are
They can be
physical.
like not material or whatever, like
They could be like
Sonic or whatever.
like an interdimensional creature.
Yeah,
like the ghost of Sinbad.
Isn't that a demon?
I mean, it could be.
I mean, depends on what you call it.
I mean,
'cause
I believe in aliens.
I think
too. For
I
sure
think
believe in
that
aliens.
shit could be real too, like fourth dimensional creatures and stuff. Although I don't know how well they could interact with us if you think about
Yeah.
how we interact with
Yeah.
three-dimensional
I think
creatures.
it's
Whatever.
naive to believe that we're the only like beings in this galaxy, for sure.
I mean, there's probably aliens out there for sure.
Yeah, alien
Most
stories
likely.
freak me out.
So I do gotta tell you guys one other thing because it was creepy as fuck.
Okay.
So, my friend Ralph again with me. He was living over on. It's actually kind of near where you guys live. Do you know where? And
In the Dale?
and
Yeah.
yeah. He lived on the corner of. And
Specific locations. Nice.
I guess I shouldn't say that.
Doesn't
I was
matter.
just trying to
Doesn't-
relate.
it doesn't
I can
matter.
so they
He
had
doesn't live
this.
there anymore,
They had
does he?
like this. No, they had like this garage in the back, but it was like it wasn't really a garage. There wasn't like a garage door or anything. It was just like a big ass like storage room. Like it was way bigger than a shed, and it had like a regular door to it. And he had his big like electric organ out there.
Oh.
And he had like all his instruments out. Well, he had one guitar in his room, but he had all his other instruments out there. And we were just hanging out and he was playing music. It was me, him, and my friend Chaz. And whenever he started playing music, we could hear like, well, we were all smoking weed too. I should say that. I should say that.
Okay, well,
But
yeah, I hear a
but
lot of things when I get
let
high.
me tell you, because it was fucking crazy. He's playing his organ and we can hear the music, but then we start hearing like really scary sounds. And it sounds like they're coming from outside.
Like
like women screaming,
Oh.
blood curdling screams, and like loud engines like roaring up, and like fucking just like it just sounds like people getting murdered,
Sounds like a Thursday night in the Dale.
bro. Well, here's the thing: is I was like, hold on, I was like, dude, like this shit's,
Seriously.
and like whenever he stopped playing, it would stop.
Oh.
And
So this was the organ from hell.
no, well, I have a
Or
kind of
it
a,
was just
I
some
have
really
kind of a
good weed.
theory. I have kind of a theory about this, but we go outside and like nothing. There's no. It's like just dead silence, right? So, he didn't start playing it again after we just went out to like smoke and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of it. It was just scary as fuck. But what I think
I mean, that's creepy for sure.
could possibly,
But you were also high, so it could just be the
but
weed.
as soon as he stopped playing, we couldn't hear the sounds, and we went outside just to check. And me and Chaz both could hear it, not just me. Me and Chaz both could
Well, you
hear
smoked
it.
the same weed.
True. that adds up. That's how that works.
It's a good strand.
But Ralph couldn't.
That's some good
we're
sativa.
like, Ralph, can you hear that? He's like, what? And we're
Well,
like,
Ralph
"Dude."
was the one playing it.
But so I think possibly that when like something really like certain stuff happens, it can leave like stuff in the wall, like energy in the walls. I mean, I don't even know if I don't even necessarily believe this. This is just like
No, it's good.
a possible thing, and like maybe just hitting certain frequencies, it brings that back out. You know what I mean? Like it that vibration like hits again, and then you hear like echoes from the past kind of deal. I don't
That's an
know.
interesting thing. If there's
I don't
any
know.
listeners, comment below on this.
I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you.
Have you
No
seen
way.
John Dies at the End?
No.
You should watch it
asked
on
me that.
Netflix. I know I've watched. It's such a good movie. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
So
Because I know you're not going to read the book.
yeah. So yeah, if you guys have your own ghost stories, leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe and do all that stuff. You got anything else?
Nah, just when I was a kid, I was getting a haircut.
At my neighbor's house.
I love whenever we throw the ball over to Tom and you're expecting it to be on topic. I mean, I guess it was on
It
topic.
was on topic, but
it
the way it starts off,
is always like, and then I cut a sheep's throat, and then
like, so when I was a kid, I met this girl through Neopets.
well, when I was 8, I was getting a haircut. Good Tom.
Can't wait for the next story you tell, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, well,
This movie was really good.
Yeah.
The Covenant.
I loved it.
Let's talk about this.
The Covenant.
Talk
All
about
right,
it.
so I guess we'll start with the should we see it in theaters? And I think at least cinematically and sound quality wise, unless you have like the surround sound, I think you should see it in theaters.
I agree. I think it would enhance the viewing experience if you saw this one in theaters, because there's a lot of gunfire. It's definitely watch it.
I also want to add, I think it starts a little slow, that you might lose interest if you were watching it like at home and you put it on.
Okay.
I think you kind of need to be in that theater space or in that space to watch it.
Because you're more focused in on it. You're honed in.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I was invested. I thought the scenes were really long. I don't know if it necessarily was slow.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I disagree, because I was invested in it because the way the movie moved, the scenes were very long, and it just felt like long continuous scenes most of the time.
No, it was definitely very I wouldn't call them really scenes, because like to me a scene is like 20 seconds, like that's what I imagine a scene being, but like I think there was like each like act was like a lot more drawn out than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
But as I was watching it, like it didn't bother me, because I was very like in like it sucked me in, like I was like, oh shit, like
Director did a good job of like capturing, I think, the audience.
But I definitely could see how some people would be like, oh, they're dragging this out, like. But I think it was in my opinion, it wasn't dragged out, because in my opinion, all the scenes. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Like we'll go get through this or whatever. But I felt like every scene was like like it was dragged out to perfection, I guess.
Would you
But anyways,
recommend watching in theaters?
I would watch it in theaters. Yeah, I would watch it in theaters just because I probably wouldn't watch it. Like I probably would have never like seen that movie outside of the theaters. Like I wouldn't have, because I would have just seen camo guns, the Covenant, and we're like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, it's not necessarily your jam.
Yeah,
But in the theater, you were invested.
yeah.
So
I already knew I was not going to like this movie as much as you guys after watching it. And so I'm going to say it wasn't like an awful movie or anything, but on my recommendation, I would just personally, I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch this movie again. Just
why?
We can get into all that later.
Well, we're into it.
We're into that. We're not going to do the synopsis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tom. I
Okay.
feel like
Just real quick, just do it.
Just
you would do a
real
good
quick.
job.
This is the story. It's not a true story, mind you. It is a fictional story, but it's a fictional story based on kind of like the events of the Afghan war and the translators and interpreters that they promised visas to in exchange for helping the U.S. soldiers. It ends up being a unit that gets ambushed, and it kind of is like a brotherhood between two people from two different worlds who make a bond to keep their commitments. And
The definition of a covenant.
yeah, it's literally the like the manifestation of the word covenant in a war movie. You know, it's been done before. It's Warrior Mine or Enemy Mine, I think is what it's called. But, you know, you've probably seen the story before, but this time it's got a more modern feel to it.
That's it.
I mean,
It's a good synopsis.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. All right. So I didn't want to start out by doing all the negative stuff.
Well, I want you to now.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I really like this movie.
I just
really-
want to
I
say
really like it too.
the
why you
main thing
didn't.
is it's just not my cup of tea. It's
Okay.
like,
It wasn't mine either.
Yeah.
Like that's not my type of movie that I
That's
usually
I,
watch.
look.
If you don't like it, I'm not mad at you, but I want you to explain yourself.
So I liked the plot. I thought that was like a really good story. I felt like the movie was way too fucking long. I felt like it did really drag on for me, and I was like, and almost all of the dialogue did not feel believable or realistic to me at all. It was very dramatic and like sometimes kind of silly a little bit, like overly like they would just monologue, like, you know, like usually like someone will interject like when you're having a conversation, but they would just have these monologues of like conversations that were just, it was just like, okay, like it takes me out of it like really fast when they're monologue for like 2 minutes straight. And that was kind of it. Like it wasn't a horrible movie. It just wasn't meant for me, you
Okay.
know. And also, I will say, least favorite Jake Gyllenhaal performance ever.
Man,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought
I thought he did.
It wasn't top notch, Jake Gyllenhaal. But this is what I'm going to say about it: is I knew going in that it was a Guy Ritchie film.
I forgot about one, but yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I forgot about one other Jake Gyllenhaal performance.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. So it wasn't the worst
Which
one. The Spider-Man movie.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So it was a Guy Ritchie film. So first off, I was really surprised that he didn't play catch up, because he does that in a lot of his movies where he'll start you at a dramatic scene and then it'll go back
And then they'll
Mhm.
do,
And then
like,
you'll-
the whole scene of like what happened at
Yeah.
this point in
Okay.
time.
and you'll
yeah.
catch up. And then
I'm not familiar with his stuff at all, but yeah.
most of the time, the big Guy Ritchie films are like gangster
Yeah.
crime dramas.
Snatch. Have you ever seen Snatch?
So-
Snatch.
No.
Oh,
So-
that's a great movie.
So spoiler alert. So basically, usually what he does is we would have seen whenever Jake Gyllenhaal's character, whenever he gets shot, and they would have showed all that first, and then they would have went back and then
maybe something similar to that. But I mean, the order of operations for me was just fine because Guy Ritchie's movies are also really usually very fast paced movies. And I still felt like this movie was fast paced. Even it was just longer than a normal Guy Ritchie movie. So, I mean, if parts of it felt like they dragged on you, then I disagree. I think, I mean, just for me personally. Yeah. Now, you did mention some of the dialogue didn't seem genuine, and I think that the dynamic between John McGinley and his wife was not good at all. Okay. Like that to me was the most like unbelievable part, but it really wasn't necessarily about that. No. Like I just felt like maybe there was no maybe chemistry between the two actors.
There's another scene. He goes in and he's talking to the Colonel guy and I can't remember who else was in the room. And right. And he just like monologues at them for a few minutes, and then they don't really say anything. You know,
so about like when he I saved your life 8 years ago. That scene follow through.
So
I'm gonna pay your debts.
A lot of Guy Ritchie films have crazy monologues like that, but the dialogue is much more snappy and smart. And I think he's still used to having like his characters say long-winded sentences, but they're not. The dialogue wasn't the same, like snappy.
Yeah, because has he ever done a war movie?
No, I don't think so.
But you're right though. It's usually quick-witted stuff, and he uses a lot of British actors a lot too. So it's like the kind of like a little bit.
Is Guy Ritchie British?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Didn't I want to say that he dated Madonna or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because you're not really familiar with Guy Ritchie, right?
No, not at all. No.
He did The Gentleman. Did you watch The Gentleman? You should watch The Gentleman.
Rock and Roll.
I don't think I've seen any of his movies. Okay. To be honest.
Well,
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Did he do that?
He did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
That's not Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
I've been recommended that and
watch Snatch
a lot.
Snatch is one of my top 5 favorite movies.
Those two movies, because I went through to look at his other movies just to kind of figure out what else he's done, and those two have been recommended to me a lot. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch.
He also did the Robin Hood remake. Hood.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought I was really gonna hate, but after I watched it, I was like, it's never gonna amount to anything. But I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just we're on different wavelengths, and Jesus and I
I can get what's good about this movie.
I do like war movies, though. Yeah. So like
And I will say
I like Forrest Gump.
And I will say I don't like war movies. Like I said, if I would have seen that, like if I would have been at home scrolling through HBO Max, Peacock, whatever, I would have never turned that movie on. Yeah. But watching it, like I still enjoyed it. I'm not a big advocate for war and whatnot and whatever. Yeah. But not either, but watching it, there are certain aspects of it that like still kind of hit home just because of like the premise of him wanting to repay his debt to Ahmed. But like my favorite scene, my whole favorite, like basically like act of the whole movie was whenever after Jake Gyllenhaal's character gets shot by the Taliban and Ahmed comes out and shoots all the guys and then like gets him like on the little makeshift cart thing and then starts pulling him everywhere and then like goes through all that.
Ernie, he makes Ernie out of the blankets.
Yeah. And then like all that, like all that showing all that, like that really touched. And my favorite part was whenever he finally gets the cart and he's pushing it up the mountain and then it gets stuck and he's like going, he's like oh, and he's just like sweating and then he just stops and he gets all pissed and then he's just like sits there and he's just like and then he like finally gets up again and then pushes it in. Because like as someone who like, you can probably relate to this, as someone who like played sports, like when you would like work out and stuff, like you would reach that point where you were like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like this sucks. But then you would like hit that extra gear. You would dig deep. You would hit that extra gear.
That's what he did.
And that's what he did.
He went fucking, dude, that fool was a beast, bro. Like Ahmed was a beast. He's my favorite character in the movie. I mean, there's only 2 main characters in the movie, of course. But, I liked, what's his name, Parker?
Yeah.
Parker's character was cool too, but no, Ahmed was a beast, dude.
Yeah, I loved Ahmed. I loved that sequence too.
Yeah.
It also was a little like dragged out, but I liked the overall
showing the
plot
quest.
of the movie.
It was a quest though, like you're invested.
Yeah, no.
Like emotionally in this guy's like, fuck, like it went from like it showed Ahmed's like struggle. And Jake Gyllenhaal's like doesn't remember anything, right? Like going through all of this just to get this guy out,
Yeah.
and then it goes and shows Jake Gyllenhaal's struggle afterward, struggling like now I have to get this guy out.
I think if you watch this a second time, you would see parts that are definitely drawn out.
I might, but I'm also not going to watch it in theaters again. So maybe and that gives you a different opinion on the movie.
That's true.
I also love like. One of my favorite parts about like genuine when a war movie is genuine is like obviously seeing the camaraderie like amongst like the soldiers and stuff, and like you felt like a brother, you feel like that brotherhood bond that they have, and and then the mutual respect that they have for each other, like at the very end when they're all exhausted and they're on the carrier plane. And they kind of give each other the nod. It was a little cliche, but but like it's still like it made me feel something. I don't know.
I don't know if you guys caught this, but one little tiny touch that I really liked was throughout the whole first like beginning of the movie and stuff, as Ahmed is like rolling with the crew and stuff, and he's new to the crew. Ahmed's always wearing a beanie, and everyone else is just chilling or whatever. And the second part, whenever. What is Jake Gyllenhaal's character's name?
John McKinley.
No, John Kinley.
No, his fake name was Ron Kinley. I think.
No, I think it was Kinley though, because Kinley Automotive.
Yeah.
Oh, on the truck.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I think it's John Kinley.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so.
Could be.
So whenever John goes back to get Ahmed, the whole time whenever he's like they're trying to get to the dam to get to the point to where they're gonna pick him up, he's wearing a beanie throughout that whole time. So it's like they flip him because he's the one trying to save him.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know if there's any
I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I caught that and I was just like, oh, like that's what I thought when I saw it.
Did you guys catch the Goodwill Hunting stuff?
The apples?
Yeah. It said, "Hey, like them apples?"
Yeah.
And then later on, I was wondering if there's any significance to this because it didn't seem like it.
I don't think so.
Later on, he gives them an apple and he says, "Good luck hunting." And I was like, "What does this have to do with Goodwill Hunting?"
I don't think it did.
It was just little nods to.
Maybe that's just you reading too much.
Guy Ritchie liked.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie liked.
It could be a nod to like one of his favorite movies, I guess.
How You Like Them Apples definitely was a reference. It was definitely a homage to Goodwill Hunting for sure. But
it's a very minuscule part of this movie.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering if there's significance to it. If maybe you guys
there
thought
is,
so.
I don't.
Maybe Tom's right. Maybe it's just like him paying homage to a movie that he loves. It's one of like his favorite movies, I guess.
Maybe it was coincidental, but then when he gives him the apple and says "Good luck with your hunting" or whatever, I was like, okay, so that was Goodwill Hunting. I don't know.
Yeah. You could be right. I don't know. Now it is thought provoking. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I think that this movie probably isn't everybody's cup of tea. Obviously, but it's my cup of tea for sure. So.
That's not mine, and I still liked it.
And
a lot.
I think you guys are being a little hard on Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought he did it.
No one's being hard on Jake Gyllenhaal besides me. Besides me, you said you guys though.
Tom said it wasn't that good. His performance wasn't.
No,
that great.
I said you didn't think that Jake Gyllenhaal's performance was good. That might be a lie. I don't know. I don't know what I said.
I feel like you were kind of like, it wasn't that great or something.
So
did you say that?
So I have seen Ambulance. And I have seen
Ambulance. That's like his most recent movie. Like,
and what's the one where he's the creepy dude who
Nightcrawler.
And if you have seen those movies, like we just get a taste of it in this movie where he's like on the phone and he's like drunk and being like an asshole.
Yeah, he was. Crazy. That was a good performance. That part, I like that.
If you watch Ambulance, he's like that the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole movie, he's that
just like
unhinged.
Yeah.
I honestly felt like his performance was more of a directional thing or writing thing than him because I know he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And so it's
I will side with Tony and say it was kind of weird watching them like have these weird monologues. He's like I got a hook in me, and I was like, that's a weird thing to say.
Okay, yeah, I didn't really like that much either.
It was fine. It worked in the film, and I was invested in it. But like, it was some weird dialogue. It was some weird like metaphorical,
which is also it's fine. It's just it wasn't what I was expecting for sure.
I mean, to be honest, I did not expect the way this movie was. I did not expect.
Jake Gyllenhaal was gonna die.
I thought he was too
at the
end.
At the end, yeah.
I thought he was gonna die.
So the wife was like, "Come back alive!" But
I thought Ahmed Ahmed and his family were gonna get on safe, and they were gonna come rescue them. But Jake Gyllenhaal was gonna die.
Because whenever it was at the end, right before like the angel of death comes and saves them,
that was badass.
Yeah, that was badass. But right before that, like it slows everything down, and Jake Gyllenhaal is just like looking around, and he sees the guy that like just got shot. He looks over at Ahmed, he looks over at Ahmed's wife, and
he looks at his gun, the chambers.
And like I actually thought he was about to just fucking
go commit Harry Carey,
like have like a fucking grenade in him or something, and just was gonna basically like sacrifice himself or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I got that. I felt like that was gonna happen also, but I also felt felt like here they come right now, like.
Yeah,
I felt like they were gonna arrive at that moment.
Either he was about to sacrifice himself, the fucking angel of death was about to save him, or he was about to go Super Saiyan. One of the three, but
how would that have made you feel, Tony? If at the end he went Super Saiyan,
you would have hated it. He would have hated it.
I would have been like, oh shit, this is a wild turn. I wouldn't have liked it, but it would have been very interesting.
Like the whole movie
it would have been a talking point.
the whole movie went straight anime, like it all went animated.
I might have actually fucking loved that.
Everything else is pretty on point, but that he just turns into a human tornado and just fucking tears through everybody.
Where were they shooting all this at? Because they definitely weren't in Afghanistan. But like, where were they? Because like that big dam,
New Mexico. I don't know.
I was thinking it kind of looked like the Hoover Dam, but not really. It doesn't.
I'll check IMDb right now.
It could have been in Afghanistan. Did you think?
No.
Well, not now.
I doubt it.
What do you mean not now?
Never.
It could have never been in Afghanistan. With Jake Gyllenhaal at that age. That was also another thing. Was like
here we go. It was filmed
weird
in Spain.
timing.
Spain.
Oh, okay. Because they probably shot that all like before the pandemic, or maybe like early pandemic or something, and then like they pulled out of Afghanistan, and then they're like, oh, we got this movie already. It's like so weird. It's just a weird timing.
It is
thing.
a weird.
The only thing I didn't like about it. And it's not even that I didn't like it. It was just like, oh, that's depressing as fuck after you just got the good ending. Was whenever it showed like August 30th, 2021.
Yeah.
Everyone we pulled all our troops out of Afghanistan after 20 years.
21 days later, Afghanistan.
Taliban took complete control, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Did you guys see August 30?
Over 300.
I mean, yeah, that's
like,
over 300 interpreters died.
Have been killed and murdered.
It was 3,000, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
3,000.
Probably.
It was 300 have been killed and thousands more.
Thousands more are hiding underground and shit like that. So I was like, oh, cool. Well, at least my boy Ahmed made it out, I guess. My fictional boy Ahmed.
Ahmed was the best actor. He stole this movie.
He was great.
He was better than Jake Gyllenhaal from an acting standpoint. Dar Salim. That's the actor's name.
It did kind of feel like it was supposed to have a darker ending, and then at the end they were like, the producers were like, we're not going to sell this movie with this terrible sad ending. Like, make them live.
Nah, I don't know. Like, I think I might have. I like the way that it ended just fine.
I feel like that's how it.
I could have taken Jake Gyllenhaal down.
I agree, it was a good ending, but I kind of feel like it was
I could have went for a nice little cry at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to die. I didn't want his character to die. But if he did die, I'd be okay with that.
I feel like it was just kind of expected, especially how the wife was really drilling, like, you come back alive, like, and
Well, she said it so matter of factly.
he's
We're
gonna
gonna
die.
we're gonna mortgage the house.
yeah,
You're gonna go back and pay your debt, and you're gonna come back alive.
Mhm.
I was just like, all right.
yeah.
And he could have got it all for free.
Oh, because Parker said if you would have just told me you were the real John Kinley, like this would have been on me.
I like to think he gave him his money back.
I'd like to think so too.
I mean, how much did he say?
that house was fat though. Dude. Like, did you see his
Yeah.
house in Santa Clarita?
Yeah.
That shit looked nice. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's pocketing hella cash.
I mean,
Like,
Well,
he's,
he
all
was
those-
a master
he owns-
sergeant or whatever.
I mean, he
you
owns-
know, all those covert operations.
he owns Kinley on automotive.
Yeah, they were booked
True.
for the next 6 weeks and beyond. Well, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm interested for the rating scale here. So
Pull it up.
yeah, let's do it. And Tony, go last.
All right.
You want Tony to go last?
That means you got to go first.
I gotta go first. I gotta give it a B.
Okay.
I want to give it an A, but I don't think it's better than. I don't think it's in the same class as Creed 3 and A Man Called Otto.
Okay.
So I have to
Okay.
give it a B.
Okay.
I'm giving it an A. And there was a point in time while we were in the theater, especially during the Ahmed scene where he's dragging Jake Gyllenhaal across the mountains. Like that whole scene, because that was my favorite, if you call it a scene, that act, like that portion of the movie. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, this movie's an S. I fucking love this shit. But like it did, there were parts of it to where I was like, no, okay, I can't justify giving this an S. But
I mean,
for me, I loved it enough to give it an A. So
yeah.
for me, it's an A.
So for me, it was a B until that act, and then I was like, "This is a fucking A," and then it stayed an A for me.
Stayed an A.
Yeah,
So we're gonna
yeah.
go
It
for
never
sure.
it never went to an S for me, just because, like I said, it's not my cup of tea type of movie.
Okay.
But for the expectations I had going into it, because funny thing is, Tom this morning was like, "We're gonna either watch Chevalier or The Covenant," and I was like,
Yeah, I knew
What
you
happened
wanted
to-
see either of those.
"It's like, what happened to Renfield? I thought we were watching Renfield." Anyways, that's besides the point. But yeah, I had no expectations, but it was like, oh yeah, like I was like, Tom, it's your pick. Like, yeah. But I'm glad he picked it because I really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, I would have never watched it otherwise.
Yeah.
Will you watch it again?
Would I watch it again? I would watch it again just to show it to someone else, but I probably wouldn't watch it again like if I'm by myself.
by choice.
Yeah.
Like 15 years down the line, you think you'd watch it again just for?
I would probably watch it again 15 years down the line.
Emotional-
Like
I'm
say,
not gonna rush to watch it when it comes out
Yeah.
on streaming, but I'll watch it again.
but like if I'm chilling,
Yeah.
like at some point, like, 5-10 years down the road, and who knows, say I have a family or something, we're just chilling and it's like a lazy day. I'm
like-
just like,
It's like the 10-year
His
anniversary.
kids
of
are like
Nathan.
3 years old. He's like, oh, good. you should watch this."
look at these guys get their brains blown out right now.
There were a lot of headshots in there,
Dude, there were.
It was pretty
There-
brutal.
That whole scene going through.
God,
the
Taliban-
first scene when they get away. and
Yeah.
They do the overnight and they're getting
Yeah.
chased down the
The
canyon.
explo-
Like,
oh, okay.
That scene was pretty cool.
God,
There were a lot of
Taliban's
headshots.
are like stormtroopers. They fucking had
Yeah.
shit.
I mean,
No aim whatsoever.
They know how they have no training.
They're like-
That's
They're like shooting
actually-
from the hip and shit, like pop, 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 pop.
Stormtroopers. It doesn't make sense because they're supposed to be like training
They go
all
through
the
like an
time.
academy. And
Yeah.
here's the moment right here. I feel like okay. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
So it's gonna land on B. And it's just middle of the line kind of movie. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't awful. It was fine. I liked the story of it. It was very emotionally moving. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
C for
I saw that coming from you. Honestly, if I'm not lying, you made it seem like you were gonna give it a D at first. So I think a C.
Oh no! I wasn't never
Yeah.
like I hated this movie.
I think a C from you is fair.
I was
opinion.
just saying I knew I was gonna like it the least out of all of us. That's all I'll say.
I think it landing in B is pretty fair.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm not mad at it. You know, I'm glad that I
Look
didn't
what
give
it's
it an
with.
S because it doesn't belong with Air.
Look what it's with. Scream, Missing, which I think everyone liked, right?
It's better than all those movies. Though.
It is better than all those movies.
Dungeons and Dragons.
To me-
See, but I said Dungeons and Dragons was an A though, so
Didn't I give it an A too?
Yeah, you did.
I want to give it. Yeah, Tony. The only reason that thing didn't land as an A is because you gave it a D.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
That would have been an A. So to me, the Covenant and I mean, it's neither here nor there because you know this is everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's you know
It's done is done.
I'm glad that we don't agree on fucking everything, but
Yeah.
it's definitely the best out of that tier that we have it in.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I'll agree.
What do you
don't have-
mean?
You don't have.
Wait,
to.
what were
He
you
likes the
gonna say?
Dungeons and
You like
Dragons.
Dungeons
I
and
like
Dragons
that.
more, huh?
Yeah, but it's biased. It's
That's
Dungeons
fine.
and Dragons
That's fine.
biased.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
totally okay.
we all said Dungeons and Dragons was an A anyway, so
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, yeah, I guess that wraps it up, guys. So
Yeah.
We're I like our grouping there for sure.
it's definitely, you can see the shape of it, which I think that's like a natural thing. It's probably going to remain
Yeah, it's going to be
similar
more
shape.
bulky towards the top middle. I
Yeah,
think,
it's going to
like-
be kind of like this towards the end of the year.
I feel like we're going to have a lot more B's than anything else. Just
I think
Yeah.
so
You know
too.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I wonder if we're ever gonna get an F.
I don't know.
I hope not.
I hope so.
Chevalier
You-
probably
you
would. I'm just kidding.
You want to give an F?
I would
I
have just
will let
wanted
you
to be
know.
down there just to have something.
I will let you know.
I mean, we can just watch something real shitty one week
On purpose?
on purpose.
But what if we like it?
Dude, that would make it. That would be the fun part about it.
Yeah.
But bro, we went in this thinking it was an F, and it's
Do
an
you think
S.
Chevalier is an F?
No,
Is that
I'm
what
just
you
giving
said?
him shit because he wants to watch it so bad.
I want to go watch. Me and Kim are gonna go watch it first.
If we were going to get an F, it would be at the beginning of the year, right about now, or maybe like September. Because you know the summer is going to be full of blockbusters, and you know the end of the year is when all like the really good movies
Blockbuster
get...
doesn't mean good though.
That's true, but like those big releases and
Yeah.
shit, like they're I don't,
They're
Are we gonna see the Transformers movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably. There,
I
there
would-
is a
I would
ton
assume
of
Indie
movies.
box.
So.
We're not gonna have
Indie
enough.
box?
We're not gonna have
I
enough
agree.
weeks to watch every movie.
No. But so what do we got coming up? We got to take Tam Tam to go see
George
George
Foreman.
Foreman, which it sounds like you're not going to make it to.
No, yeah.
He's gonna go mess with
unfortunately.
crystals.
Oh yeah, there won't be a podcast next week. There'll be. We're gonna try to do double.
We're going to do a double the following
Okay,
week.
yeah, we're gonna do double the following week.
So
So,
we'll do George Foreman and then another big George Foreman, and then we got probably
It's
we're
gonna
going to
be
combine
Guardians
that.
of the Galaxy. Let's be
Is
honest.
it?
yeah, I think so.
So I feel like we're not going to make it to see Renfield.
Probably not. I'm probably gonna miss Renfield. Probably
God,
gonna miss
thanks,
Chevalier.
I'm not gonna say critics are always right.
They're not.
Oh, does it have bad ratings?
I heard it's awful.
I'll
What
probably.
on Rotten Tomatoes?
No.
I'm gonna tell you the trailer did not sell it for me,
No,
but I
me
love
neither.
Nicolas Cage.
We all
and-
love Nicolas
and
Cage. He's
I
a
like
national treasure.
the dude who plays his henchman.
Maybe we should make a list that we have like movies we missed this year, and we can just watch them and talk about them.
Yeah, that's. I
Okay.
probably won't do that. So.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's hard.
Just
it's hard
I like
to,
that idea.
No, we
just
don't have to
kidding.
watch them all together. Just
no, I know, but it's hard to even like
yeah.
find time to.
It's not hard for me to find time,
Maybe not.
but I probably just won't do it.
Maybe not the following week when we do the combined. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time, but I want to go around and talk about like everybody's favorite actors, though.
Okay.
I do want to do that at some point.
Christian
just,
Bale.
just for a little bit. Okay, well let's not get it all out.
Yeah.
Gareth Bale.
What?
Real Madrid legend. What
Did you know they're cousins?
They're like third or fourth
Really?
cousins or
They're
something.
cousins,
like
though.
fifth. Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah.
They're like 5 degrees of separation, but they are related in the same.
I gotta pee really bad. So
All right.
let's wrap it up, guys.
_ La Flama Blanca _ on Instagram.
Jesus
That's-
Gabras 33
At 1990. Oh, I'm on there already.
at
That's a podcast.
Tommy Boy. No, I'm sorry, Tom.
I don't have it.
Peace out, guys.
Bye, guys.